Well, somebody spoke too soon. Jess Myers. It might have been me. Judd, Zulgad, Jess Myers, 1500ESPN.com. Thanks for coming to the website a couple days ago. You came to the website because you wanted to celebrate a big, wild victory, and I get that. And today you're coming to the website, and we're going to tell you about a 6-1 loss to the St. Louis Blues that tied the series, first-round series, Jess Myers at 2 games apiece, going back to St. Louis for Game 5 on Friday. Let's start here. Worst postseason loss in franchise history for the Wild. The worst postseason game I've seen for a National Hockey League team in the state of Minnesota since the Penguins beat the North Stars in the 91 Stanley Cup Finals to carry the big chalice around Met Center. What more can you say about this game? I mean, I'm reaching for things to talk about because this was a thorough whipping by the Blues on the Wild, and if the Blues seemed disinterested on Monday, the Wild seemed to return the favor on Wednesday.
You know, it's a cliche, but Ken Hitchcock said tonight, this is our game. We played our game. This is the game we're going to play. Mm-hmm. We talked about that a little bit after the last game. How would Hitchcock react? Would they go back to the passing, skating, breaking pucks out, and go away from the after the whistle shenanigans stuff that they had tried to sucker the Wild into? They did, and it was crazy good. Best quote I heard tonight, David Backes, we asked him about that second goal that Tarasenko got, which was just an unbelievable break-in, fight off a D-man, make just a pretty move around Darcy Kemper. Excuse me, it wasn't Darcy Kemper yet, then it was Devin Dubnyk. Backes' line was, he said, you just shake your head. He said, I can't make a move like that in a video game if it's slowed down. You know, so this is the Blues game when they play their game, and it's scary good.
So what are we to make of this game? Are we to, now, I would argue that when you get beat this thoroughly, it almost isn't as tough as if you lost 1-0 in overtime. You might take that with you. I mean, Zach Parise basically just said, and I tend to agree with him, throw it out. But what do we make of this game? Is this the Blues game and the Blues are this good? Is this the Wild was lethargic tonight? As Dubnyk had his easily worst game since joining the Wild in mid-January. But if you put all the pieces of this game together going into what is now a best-of-3 series, do you say tonight is a fluke? Is Monday now sort of a fluke? How do you put all the pieces together?
I'll say this. The Blues are this good. The Wild are not this bad.
I'd agree.
You know, the Blues, if they play their game, are a very tough team. But if the Wild play their game, which they did not at any point tonight, you know, how many breakout passes did we see? How many, you know, the Parise line, which had been so good on Monday, was just a non-factor tonight. You know, had a couple rushes there at the net. So, yes, the Blues are this good, but no, the Wild are not this bad. This was a lopsided game, but it's a false result, I would say.
Ken Hitchcock, coach of the Blues, juggled his lines a bit. My feeling, and I basically on Monday watched that Blues team and I said, these guys are checked out. This could get ugly. They could lose certainly on Wednesday, and then if they lose on Wednesday, my theory was they're not going to come back here for Game 6, so they lose on Friday. Clearly, that's not going to happen now. We will have a Game 6 back here at the X on Sunday.
Don't know what time yet, but we'll figure it out.
The only thing, Jess, that I think I was right about was this. I said if the Blues are going to win on Wednesday, if the Blues are going to compete, they need to continue to play their style, but forget all the BS. Forget the after the whistle stuff. Basically tell Backes, who didn't have a point until tonight and had, a goal and assist tonight, Paul Stastny, who didn't have a point going into tonight's game and had a bad goal, but a goal tonight, and Oshie, guys that hadn't scored, basically tell them, look, we still want you to hit, but we need you to play. And the X factor to me in this series, because he's the best player on the ice when he wants to play hockey, is Tarasenko. Because Tarasenko was a no-show on Monday, and in Game 1, I think he had 6 shots that were attempted, all were blocked, so no shots on goal. But in the meantime, he's also had in Game 2 a hat-trick, and then tonight 2 goals. And as you said, the breakaway goal tonight was really pretty. So if Tarasenko shows up, that changes the entire dynamic of the series.
Hitchcock knows, for all intents and purposes, his job may be on the line. I mean, the expectations are very high, and rightfully so. This is a great hockey team he's got. Here's what I like about what Hitchcock did. Lousy game on Monday, facing a 3-1 deficit. He doesn't practice on Tuesday. He caught crazy flack for it, you know, on Twitter and the media, all that stuff. But he just says, let's forget about that one. Let's take it off. One thing I liked coming out of the Wild locker room tonight was Dubnyk said it, Parise said it, Yo said it. Forget this one. Yep. This was an anomaly. This is not our game. This is not the way we play. This is not Devin Dubnyk. I wonder, you know, how much they put into tomorrow, if they even skate tomorrow. You know, does Yo take a page out of the Hitchcock book and just say, let's forget about this one. You all know what you need to do. You all know the lines you're going to play on. You know what your game is. Let's put this behind us. Let's go to St. Louis. Let's be the great road team that we've been for the last 2 months and come back with a chance to win this series in Game 6.
The one thing that we have to see now, and I think with his demeanor he'll be fine, but the one key question to me on Friday night is Dubnyk, because Dubnyk's going to be back in goal. He gave up, 6 goals tonight, basically through 2 periods.
On 17 shots.
He gave up the 6th goal towards the end of the second period, and yanked him for Darcy Kemper. But he's going to be back in goal. And the X factor, I guess, that you could say is, look, he joined the team in the middle of January, Jess. He was fantastic. Never had a game like this. He's had bad games before. He's never had this bad a game as a member of the Wild. So I guess if you might want to be concerned about something going into Friday, it's how he rebounds and comes back. But his demeanor is such that I've got to believe
he was smiling.
You're exactly right. They're going to throw this whole. They're going to throw this whole game out. I thought it was much more detrimental on Monday of how the Blues played, because there I saw a compete problem. Tonight I just saw the Wild laid a complete egg, and I might be wrong about this, but tonight was just such a egg. And the one thing that's going to come up here, and sort of rightfully so, is this: what is it about the Wild and putting itself? And Parise joked about it because he was asked about it. You guys seem to put yourselves in these positions to be successful, but you can't take that next step. And Parise said it's not on purpose. But that is a good point. This team has to have its back against the wall, it seems like, to play its best hockey. And it continually, including when they were in 12th place in the Western Conference in January, put themselves in a position where you say, why can't you guys ever make your life easy?
And I think that's just the hallmark of this team. They have all said it. They play better on the road. They play better when they're facing adversity for whatever reason. And, hey, now you got adversity again. Now you got a best-of-3 series with 2 of the 3 potentially on the road.
Prediction for Game 5 before I let you go.
I can't pick against this Wild team on the road. They just seem to play such a structured, better game away from home. I could see them coming out of there with a 3-1 win on an empty net goal or something like that. And you're absolutely right. A game like this is easier to forget than, let's say, Game 5 in Colorado last year, where there's a missed offside call, or you feel like you got robbed. This one, you just forget about it. This is 41-0, and you forget about it.
And the Blues, what we saw on Monday from them in the 3-0 loss, I thought, with St. Louis was potentially a coach killer game, where you said they're not playing hard. This had nothing to do, and I'm not a Mike Yeo defender, but this had nothing to do with Mike Yeo. This had to do with the Blues were ticked off. They played well. They did stop doing the BS after the whistle, and the Wild just came out here and looked like they were lost. But, as I said, would you rather get blown out or losing 3 OTs? So it's that simple.
Mike Yeo made one mistake tonight. He admitted it. He said, I should have pulled
it was interesting.
Dubnyk after the 5th goal.
Right.
Because it was obvious that the game was out of hand at that point. It wasn't his night. He had taken that weird shot off the inside of his leg that
and he's fine.
Potentially hurt him, but he's fine.
All right. He's Jess Myers. I'm Judd Zulgad. Thanks for coming to 1500ESPN.com. We have rambled long enough. If you want to certainly read Jess's column or my 5 thoughts, those are also posted on the website. We'll continue coverage as this wacky, crazy series continues. Thanks again for coming to the website. Have a great night. Have a great day. Whatever time you're watching this, have a great one.